morning! Hi guys! I am headed to the gym, day 4. Not too excited, but I am excited about the fact that I have this wonderful Starbucks gift card that I'm going to be giving to the receptionist. Hopefully she's there. She said she'd be there today. I will do my best to try to get at least some voice of everything going on, but can't guarantee depending on the situation. My phone has my past on it, so I'm going to need my phone to be able to check into the gym. So I'm going to maybe try to pull a fast one and say I forgot my ID and can you please check me in or whatever, randomly without having to scan my barcode. Anyhow, I am excited for today. I'm doing one of my foster parent orientations. My house is not even close to being ready or done through the renovations in order to start this process, but the training is 10 weeks and we'll see how that goes. I am a very, very busy person, so I need to try to figure out how to manage and balance everything anyhow. But I'm going because even if I decide that I can't give all of my time immediately, then I would like to be able to help others, and being licensed will help the process go through and make it a little bit easier. On top of that, I don't know when my house will be ready, so I want to have the capability of just being able to launch myself when my house is ready versus waiting too much longer. I believe my house actually, well, I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe it would be done by the 10 weeks, but I'm not sure it will be. We're waiting for the dumpster to arrive this week. We're gonna do some demo, need to work on getting the permits in place. Part of the permits are going to be retroactive because the last contractors didn't do what they were supposed to do, and so they installed a few things that were supposed to have permits and they didn't do it. So we'll see what happens with that. I have no idea. Anyway, foster care. I'm excited, a little nervous, but mostly excited. I was a foster child at one point. I aged out of foster care, which basically means that you graduate high school or turn 18 before you get adopted. I don't believe I was ever up for adoption. I believe that I was always just a foster child, as far as I'm aware. Foster care is a little weird because you really don't know what's going on with your own life. And you just kind of have to go with the flow, and you're put into random homes that look a little bit different, that smell different, that have different rules. And I would probably say or guess, and I don't have statistics here, but I would guess probably 90% or more of foster children do not have a set schedule. Most of them probably did whatever they wanted to do because they didn't have the parents or guardians, however, whatever the case may be, they didn't have them around. So they set their own schedule. They ate when they wanted to eat. They did their homework whenever they wanted to do their homework, if they wanted to do their homework. They left the house whenever they wanted to leave the house. It was just their own schedule. I think the only time that this may be a different scenario is if an unfortunate circumstance where the parent passes away and there's nowhere else to put them, or they don't know where the family is, and that's probably it. I think most kids are pulled. The kids that are pulled probably don't have much going on from themselves, and I can tell you that was probably my biggest struggle as a foster child. I didn't have rules, and I was pretty good in the sense of, I guess, foster children. It depends on who you ask as a foster parent, which I was not, obviously, at the time. I did most of my homework, if not all of it. I went to school all the time because that was my getaway. And if I missed a day of school, I was very upset. And I didn't really go out that much because it's kind of in the middle of a place where there weren't a lot of people. But that was it. You know, I didn't have family at the time around me, and it was just me taking care of myself. So when I was placed into a foster home, my first foster home, I really don't remember much other than the woman. I don't know if she was married, I don't know if she was single. I remember everything was color-coded. I remember everyone had, you know, when I mean color-coded, I mean the laundry baskets and the hangers were color-coded per kid, which I guess was a good idea, so you didn't get anything mixed up, but at the same time, you know, it's like being barcoded. Like, who wants to have a barcode on them? And I was a single, only child at the time, going into foster care, and when you have no rules and you don't have to worry about your clothes being misplaced or any of that, it's different. It's definitely something that you have to get used to. Breakfast, I don't think I ever ate breakfast before I went to school. And I remember them having the breakfast there, and we were responsible for making our own breakfast. And they had frozen pancakes, they had frozen French toast, they had cereal, they had all these choices to choose from. And I don't think I ever ate breakfast, so it was weird to have a refrigerator full of food, because that wasn't something I was accustomed to. I was there maybe a week, and I was very fortunate, I would say is probably the word, that my next door neighbors to my mother, where I used to live as well, gained custody of me. And we were friends. They had two daughters that one was much younger than I was, and the other one was close to my age, a few years younger. And I used to always hang out with them. So it was really cool to be able to go into this home. And I was not aware of this at the time. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I really started questioning more things. Because, again, when you're in foster care, it just happens. You just get placed into a home and you go with it. You don't know how long you're there. You don't know if you're going back to your parents. You have no idea what the situation is going to be. So, get moved into my quote-unquote next-door neighbor's house, and I'm there, I don't even know how long I was there. I'm going to guess maybe 6 months before I was given the choice to either go into a boarding school or go live with family about 2.5, 3 hours drive away. Family member that I was given the choice to go live with was, at the time, my most, and still is, I can't lie, one of my most favorite family members that I had. And so, of course, already being now in 2 foster homes, I decided that I wanted to go back to family, because I was already pushed out, and why would I want to go into a boarding school? Fast forward 30, 40 years later, not 40, but 30 years later, that's one of the decisions that I wish I had changed, is going into a boarding school. I think I would have had so many more opportunities and done so many more things with myself. Not that I'm not grateful for where I'm at now, but I believe, I don't know, I would have maybe been a movie star or a lawyer or, you know, one of those top things that every kid wants to be. Or maybe I would have been a dropout. I don't know. But knowing my determination now, I think that that is definitely one of the choices, maybe one of the only choices in my life that I would have changed, is going to that boarding school, which I didn't. I moved into in with family. It's funny because I want to cry right now when I'm saying this. The foster home that was my neighbor, I had an opportunity to see the mother again for the first time in over, I think I said 28 years is what it was. I am friends or family with the two daughters. See one of them frequently because they moved to the East Coast. And I was able to see the mother. Sorry. They changed my life, and I'm so grateful and blessed for it. It's not sad tears, it's happy tears. So, I had an opportunity to see her a few weeks ago, and it was amazing. I didn't cry then, and actually this is the first time I've cried since then, probably because now I'm actually thinking about it. But I had asked her how they got custody of me, because I realized that I was only in foster care for maybe 1 week, and somehow these non-foster parents that were neighbors were able to gain custody of me. And unfortunately, she didn't have the answers. She said that possibly it was a nanny that they had, or her now ex-husband, something that they had done. But they did not have or carry a foster license. And I'm pretty sure that my mom probably didn't give the approval for me to be there, because I'd already been moved out, and I don't even know if she had the right to give approval, honestly, for me to be there. So as I'm going through my own licensing experiences, that was definitely something that threw me for a loop, and, you know, I was very curious about, because I wasn't family with them. And although it was only a few short months, maybe 6 months, 4 months, I don't really know. And they don't know, and there was no documentation of it. I don't even know if there's any pictures existing of it. But I now know that I want to somehow discreetly, or if I can, somehow document the time that I have with kids. Because just like your own children, they want to know history, they want to know stories, they want to know where they came from. And I have quite a few years in my life that were not documented, and that I was in such a turmoil and going from home to home and learning new ways to do things that I don't remember either, because you don't want to recall sometimes some of the past. And here I am 28 years later seeing one of my foster parents, and I'm just wondering, how did that happen? And it's intriguing, really, because they were wonderful, and they are very wonderful people. So that's one of my challenges, and one of the things that I'm definitely going to ask about tonight when I have one of my meetings, is, you know, what I can do, what I can't do, and go from there. So here we go. Can't wait. And yeah, it's tonight. It's only 7:22 in the morning. Already cried. Great. But I'm excited about it. So I want to give back, paying it forward. Doesn't stop at the Starbucks card, and it doesn't stop at smiling at somebody. It doesn't stop at saying hello to a stranger, or even giving a small donation somewhere, something that you believe in, or asking somebody a situation, or that's in a situation, you know, so you can help them. Pay for someone's gas. Say hello. Tell someone you love them, even though you think that they know that you love them. Give someone a hug. Probably better that you know the person that you're giving a hug. But hey, if you want to go hug strangers, I'm not judging. Have a great day, guys. Bye.